Man explains how women live life on easy mode.
Fair. Fallen, right? Like, for example, women will be as deluded as they want to be. They don't need to live in reality. Baby girl just told us that her parents are Muslim and she also is in OF. Those two things are so far apart, it's not even funny. Yeah. So we allow women to live in Disneyland, but the problem lies in when men start to live in Disneyland. Guys are completely psychotic. They say they want a girl who's a good girl, but then they'll still date a girl who has a checkered past and has slept with an infinite amount of guys and then marry her. See, I'm not one of those guys. I find it to be utterly disgusting. That's why I call it out. Now, with regards to speaking on people who display a lack of intelligence, even though it's impolite and rude, I think it's necessary because in this day, we've allowed people like Sexy Red to become popular and spread their filth. So I'm a part of the army stigmatizing those persons so that we know, no, love, you don't look good with those big eyelashes. You look like a damn fool. No, we don't want you to wear a fake hair hat. It's disgusting. So I got to speak on it when they're doing dumb things because otherwise she'll walk around thinking that she's a big deal. When in reality, she's not a big deal. She shouldn't interrupt anyone. They say women are good at multitasking. Here's two tasks. Shut up and sit down. Master that.
He thinks because he has a suit, he can say shit. Like, why are you only stigmatizing, like,
Because
women?
you got money, Marquette, and you have a suit, and you work out, and you're 6 foot tall.
You had something and then you had something, right? Sure.
Yeah.
We'll let all the ladies say what they got to say.
So, like, just how you said, like, there's simps and then the good guys or whatever. Like, the same with women. Like, not everybody.
Ooh, I wish it was the same with women.
Oh, yeah, we're
really
going to generalize
do.
a whole gender. Let's do that right now.
No, I like where you're going with this, and I'm going to differentiate because we're not talking about women.
Oh, what
and
are we
this is
talking
important.
about?
Often people say modern women. Well, modern women just describes the females of our age. You know, the females in this generation. We really shouldn't say modern women. We really should say lower class women. Because what we're often struggling with are the behaviors of lower class women. Low IQ, low EQ, low income, low morals. That's what we're dealing with. And the problem with females is because they don't take accountability. If I were to address you as an individual because you cannot take and like accept that you might have a flaw, instead you say, oh, no, don't talk about women. Baby, we ain't talking about women. We're talking about you.
I know.
Baby, we ain't talking about women. We talking about you.
That's
Here's
fair.
the difference. Like, as a man,
I'm educated.
I hear you, love. As a man, I can take accountability and acknowledge that I'm imperfect. So, for example, if a chick said to me, like, hey, Marquette, you know, I really like guys with hair. Then I'll have to say, you know what, if I were you, I'd prefer a guy with hair, too. You heard me some nice waves like mine? Like, for sure. Like, that is better than being bald. You see, I'm not going to pretend and say, oh, like, male pattern. You know, I'm not going to try to explain it away. I'm going to say, you're right. And in that area, I am not top of the category. Whereas if you deal with a woman, you say, hey, rate each other. I'm like, oh, girl, you're a bad B. You're beautiful. You're all tens. Whereas men, we have to live in reality. We have to acknowledge the reality about ourselves and the reality about others and figure out where we stand on the hierarchy. Because I can tell you this, if you ask this young lady, is she intelligent, she'd look you dead in your eyes and say yes. If you ask her, does she have manners, she'd say yes. But she's been interrupting and she's been rude and unruly this whole time, which is why I have to address it. Because too often, guys will look at her and say, you know, she's attractive. I want to smash, and because they want to smash, they're about to start tap dancing and like being real nice, and because they've never told her the truth, she doesn't even know the truth. Recently, I was in Mallorca in Spain, right? I met this gorgeous Romanian chick, and she said,